Can I... Sorry. Never mind. It's nothing. No, it's not nothing. That's not true. I just said that because I lost my nerve for a second, and it was easier than starting the actual sentence, which is something I do, which you probably already know because you know me, and you've noticed things about me that I haven't even fully noticed about myself yet. And that's actually somewhat related to what I'm trying to say. If I can just give me a second. Okay, I'm going to try. I've been thinking about something for a while now. A few weeks, honestly. Maybe longer. Maybe I stopped counting at some point because the counting started to feel beside the point. Like the important thing wasn't how long, but the fact of it, the thing itself, which has just been sitting in my chest, being very patient with me while I figured out how to say it out loud. And I've tried. I want you to know that I have genuinely tried in my own head to find the right moment and the right words. And I've had several conversations with myself about this, where I was very eloquent and clear, and everything landed perfectly. And then I'd look at you, and all of it would just go. All the words would just go. And I'd say something about the weather, or ask if you wanted more tea, and then internally want to evaporate a little. So, I'm trying right now, before I lose my nerve again. Just bear with me. I'm not very good at this. I want to say that up front. I don't have a lot of practice saying the things that feel biggest. The smaller things, the everyday things, those come out fine. I've gotten reasonably good at those. But the big things, the real things, the things that actually matter the most, those are the ones that seem to require the most from me. And I don't always have easy access to what they require, which is vulnerability, I think, which is just saying the true thing without a safety net underneath it. This is me trying to say the true thing without a safety net. You have to understand that before I met you, I was a person who had a fairly predictable relationship with my own feelings. I knew where they were, roughly. I knew how to manage them, how to keep them at a reasonable volume. I was not a person who got overwhelmed by things. I was stable and contained, and I had it fairly organized in there. And then you. And then you and everything I had organized started to not fall apart. That's the wrong word. It didn't fall apart. It just rearranged. It rearranged itself around you without asking my permission. which I found very surprising and slightly inconvenient, and also, I understand now, completely necessary. Like the rearranging was always going to happen. Like everything had just been in a temporary configuration, waiting for the right thing to come along and make it permanent. You're the thing that made it permanent. Can I tell you some of the specific things? Because I've been running through them in my head, and I think the specific things are important. I think the general statement on its own isn't enough for what I actually feel, and you deserve the specifics. You've always paid me the courtesy of being specific about things, and I want to return it tonight. I love how your brain moves, the direction it goes when you're thinking about something that interests you, how it makes these connections that I don't see coming, and then suddenly they're obvious because you've pointed them out. And I think, how did I not see that before you? I've become a better thinker for knowing you. Not because you've taught me things, though you have, but because being near your mind has made mine more curious, more willing to look at things from angles that wouldn't have occurred to me before. I love how you are when you're comfortable, when you've fully relaxed into a space and you stop managing how you're coming across and you just are. I love that version of you more than I know how to say. I love that you let me see it. I know you don't let everyone see it, and every time you let me see it, I feel this. I don't have a precise word for it. It's something between honored and undone. Like I can't believe I get to be in the room for that. Like I hope I'm being careful enough with it. I try to be careful with it. I hope you know that. I love the way you listen. This one gets me every time. When I'm talking about something, even something small, even something I'm not sure is worth saying out loud, you listen like it matters. You don't just wait for your turn. You actually receive what I'm saying, and I can see it happening. And it does something to me that I haven't experienced with many people. Maybe any people. Being heard the way you hear me it's changed something. It's made me say more things out loud than I would have otherwise, because you've made out loud feel safe. You made me safe enough for out loud. That's enormous. You might not know how enormous that is. I love how hard you try. I love that you care about things with your whole self and not just the surface of yourself. I love that you don't do anything halfway. That when you're in something, you're actually in it completely. And it shows in the quality of attention you bring to everything you touch. I find that one of the most admirable things about any person, full presence. You have it and you give it. And being on the receiving end of it has been one of the defining experiences of however long it's been since I met you. I've stopped counting, like I said. The counting felt beside the point. I had a whole plan, by the way. I want you to know there was supposed to be a better version of this. There was supposed to be a moment I'd identified, a specific thing I'd say. I had it fairly well structured in my head at various points over the past few weeks, and none of it is coming out the way it did in my head. None of the sentences are the right sentences. Everything is a little crooked and slightly too long, and I keep going on tangents, which is what I do when I'm nervous, which I am. I'm very nervous, if that wasn't clear from the tangents. But maybe that's okay. Maybe the crooked version is more honest than the structured one would have been. Maybe you saying true things badly is better than saying polished things that don't quite reach the actual feeling. This is me saying a true thing badly. I love you. There it is. That's the thing. That's what's been sitting in my chest, being patient with me for however many weeks. And I finally said it out loud. And I can feel it in the air now. And I don't want to take it back. I want to be clear about that. I have no desire whatsoever to take it back. I'm glad it's out. I'm glad you have it now. I'm just also aware that I'm currently unable to read your expression properly because my heart is doing something very loud and it's making it hard to concentrate on anything else. You don't have to say anything right now. I mean that genuinely. I didn't say it to get something back. I said it because it was true, and it needed to be said. And keeping it inside was starting to feel like a small, ongoing dishonesty. And I don't want to be dishonest with you about anything, especially not something this large. So I said it because it belongs to you. It's yours now, regardless of what you do with it. But I want to be honest about this too. I am hoping. I'm hoping very much. I'm sitting here with my heart making a lot of noise, hoping very much. I've never said it first before. I want to tell you that. I've said it back. I've said it when it was already in the air, and it was expected, and it was easy. But I've never been the one to say it first. Never been the one to put it into the room without knowing if it would be met. And I chose to do that with you. I chose you for the first time. I chose this specific risk with this specific person because something in me knew, has known for a while, that you were worth every version of this feeling, including the terrifying one, including standing here with my heart very loud, saying the biggest thing I know how to say, and hoping. I love you. I just want to say it one more time now that the first one is out, because the first one had a lot of nerves around it, and I want you to hear it without the nerves, just the thing itself. just the true, plain, enormous thing. I love you. That's it. That's all of it. That's what I've been trying to say all evening, and probably for longer than that. And I'm glad it's finally out in the world where it belongs. Take your time. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere.